What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and I, we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
Frank G, it's kind of crazy that ultimately this show is now 2 years old.
Started in 2019, ended 2019.
Did it? I thought it started early 2020. All I know is we were on our way to Costa Rica and we essentially started the show. When you look at it, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was in January. The first episode, I believe, was before the ball dropped.
So 2 years running a podcast, running a show, being consistent, 140 episodes, and climbing. I think that's something to clap about. That's something to be proud about.
That's all around.
That's kind of difficult to do. Yeah. And at the end of the day, really, it's just sitting down talking to my boy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's great even when I don't talk to you for a couple of days. I know Monday's coming. I know we're gonna have some conversation. We're gonna chat it up with the folks around here listening. We appreciate all you. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Certainly hope you had good holidays. Crazy time of the year, COVID ramping up. My trip to Puerto Rico may be in jeopardy.
Oh, that's scary. I was going to ask you about that. So that you may cancel. They may have to cancel that.
I think I'm gonna let it ride. But starting today, you now need a negative test 48 hours prior, even vaccinated.
There and back. You're saying?
I don't think it's back. I think it's just there. But still, apparently there's a difference between a rapid test and a rapid PCR and a PCR.
Yeah, crazy. My boy who I lived with, he took a COVID test Thursday, came back negative. The PCR rapid came back positive 3 days later.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all of this. It seems to be extremely prevalent. Pretty weird. Also, as I was just saying shit a minute ago, I got kind of frustrated on our end because we sat there and we're like, we're not going to take this until our lives are inconvened. And now we took it and I'm still having the same inconvenience.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
I mean, maybe for you because your business helped you a bit, but I probably could have kept rolling without it.
Well, yeah, because right now you're not forced to do it based on your company. So my company, passed that where you have to be vaccinated. So I'm not going to lose my job over that. And also, if it does help me, who knows? But if it does help me and I don't get as sick, I sure would like that.
Yeah, I would agree. I also think you are a complete fool if you choose anti-vax over a paycheck. I think you deep down don't like your job and you're using it as
a scapegoat. Kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you notice, a lot of people who typically are taking that position seem to be union or city workers.
Yeah, no, that's true. But also I think the city is pretty strict on it. So maybe that could be why. Like I know some people whose private businesses are not enforcing it like that. They'll proceed with testing. I don't know for how long, but yeah, I would assume if you're giving up a paycheck, I don't know how long you've been working there, just because you don't want to get the shot, then you most likely are unhappy there or looking for a change.
I think that's really what it is. But interesting topic. Now, something that my mind has been going bonkers and I just keep stating it because frankly, it's all I'm looking at and it's all I care about. And my goal this year was to buy land. It literally is on my goal board to buy land.
2022.
Now, it will be 2022. It would have been 2021.
Things happen.
Females
happen. So, more money spent,
huh? Kind of. More money was spent to build a relationship, go on more trips, knowing you have another year to ultimately save. So yeah, more money was spent, but also more money was saved, invested, and generated.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, a relationship is an investment, right? I mean, you do have to spend money, and certainly in the beginning to get those moments to build that relationship. I do agree with that.
100%. Whether you're paying for dinners, and then if you want to go on a trip, the way we want to go on a trip, not many people could.
You laughs
Uh,
about it.
what?
You laugh about it. How do we want to go on a trip?
I mean, every other week I'll take a plane somewhere, and not everybody could live like that from an expense standpoint, from a take off job standpoint.
That also gets pretty tiring if you're going every week.
It gets super tiring. I was exhausted after traveling in like 8 spots in like 4 weeks, or 4 spots in 8 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, me doing 2 spots. I guess California had 3 spots alone. That tired me out right there. I didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's certainly a lifestyle. But if we were to meet someone, we likely would probably, if we want to continue doing that as frequently, would probably have to pay for it.
As in your relationship.
Yes.
Well, I guess that depends, right? It depends where the other significant other is at financially and what you guys agree upon and how the relationship works. But I'm
Uh,
sure you're paying. I mean, it's been that way for me. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you want to pay.
um, I like to always kind of pay. Um, I don't know why. I just think it's a respectable thing. And it's like just what, like I got you. Like you don't need to worry. But I certainly get tight if that relationship ends.
Well, that I mean, of course, that makes sense. I guess you go into a relationship hoping it doesn't end, but also I think it's a respect thing if both partners want to pay equally, or maybe not. However you want to work it. If I mean, that's great. Be both
Yeah,
financially
but
stable.
well, again though, we're talking the route of traveling the way we like to do at the frequent
So
speed,
often, yeah.
which
Oh yeah. If you're gonna
most
pick it
people
up because you're just gonna want to go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if your partner wants to go half on a house with you, they cannot be going away 6 times a year, because saving 10 grand in a year is like an accomplishment
Yeah.
for an American. Um, so, if you want to just be like, I want to go to the Caribbean, you book it yourself and hope they go with you. And if not, you call your boy.
I was just
Chris,
gonna
how you
say,
doing?
Goalie. I was just gonna say, Goalie boy. That trip's probably booked within a couple days.
I mean, yep, yep, yep.
That's usually
Uh,
how it goes.
Tampa, we booked that like 2 weeks prior. It actually is inconvenient for us at times. You can't even get the nice spot you want to get to unless all the Buffalo wins.
Yeah,
Um,
because you're in. You book it so close to the date that everything's already taken.
I tell you what, though, and I wanted to go down virtual land and buying virtual land as an NFT and how you could make
Mm-hmm.
money and that whole synapses. But we need Kamara to not score 5 points. That's what we need right now.
5 points,
Five
dude.
points for $500 each. If he scores 5 points or less,
Yeah.
me and you make $500 each, I believe. I, it's so strange because I want to wish injury upon someone, but I won't put myself there.
Yeah. Don't stoop there.
I won't stoop there, but like in my head, I'm like, I don't want to go there, but a twisted ankle, not so
Yeah,
bad.
sometimes maybe just a sprained toe or something. I don't know, clip toenail.
Now, I felt kind of good going into yesterday's game. Cowboys playing Washington. We had Gallup, he had Lamb, and Cowboys defense. I'm like, maybe it's going to be like a
Yeah,
30-20 game. His defense is going to score 3 points, and then we just got to hope our guy scores up to par with his guy. And we had that in the bag. Now, I don't know. I don't like having a 5-point lead with Alvin Kamara.
no, a 5 point lead with Alvin Kamara gives you like a 1% chance of winning.
I I think it would be higher than that.
Maybe
5.
I was 5 or 10 for the first minute, first like quarter of the game.
Now
Once he
it is in
touches the
our
ball,
favor that this particular league gives you half-point reception.
yeah, that's nice. Kamara is a beast, and you still gotta think realistic. So unless he does get injured,
Well,
which
don't
we're
say
not
that. Don't
wishing,
say that. No,
which
don't.
we're not
No,
wishing.
no, but you're about to say that it's likely not to be in our favor. I like to think positive, and I like to think maybe he's just going to have an off game.
It's possible. Anything is possible. That's why there's still a percentage that we can win.
Yeah, but when you're inches and they say the game is between inches, when you're inches away from winning money, it hits different. We can go away, baby.
You want to book that trip right now?
Where you want to go, kid? Where you want to go?
Well, right now it might be a little tough, huh?
Nope. It seems like if we're gonna go back to COVID, as cases reach all-time highs in these states, it seems like as a nation and as corporate America and business, you're just trekking along. It seems like
You're just going with it now because we're existing with COVID. I mean, it's not like it hasn't gone away. A vaccine hasn't cured anything, which, I mean, a vaccine doesn't cure, but the problem is obviously still here. So yeah, Americans are going to keep living. We're not going to shut down again, right?
No, I don't think we're going to shut down. So, going to Puerto Rico may require a test, but
it's not as bad as going.
Flying to Miami, you're still good. Flying to Cali, you're still good domestically. I'm sure Canada closed their borders. I'd be interested
if
in
they
seeing.
did it. They kept us out for quite some time.
Yeah, but then they let us in and we kept them out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a back and forth.
Yeah. Shit, even Drake, I think, was stranded for quite a bit. I mean, I feel like Dave Chappelle there. Like, you got to recruit Drake. You got to have Drake come to the States.
I'm sure Drake could have got like a pardon or something. Honestly,
I don't think so. I think he was stuck in Canada for like a good 8 months.
I just feel like he could do whatever he wants to do.
He likely could. I mean, he is one cool fella.
Yeah, love me some Drake. I feel like he'll probably drop an album before Post Malone drops his new album. I'm just waiting here.
Very fascinating. I made a call in 2020 that Post Malone would be the Drake of this decade.
Mm-hmm.
And thus far, I can't have been more off that take.
Well, he's been quiet. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's been quiet for 2 years, which is the decade thus far.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if it's a mix of him just wanting to chill, if it's a mix of his last 2 albums just really killing it and everyone still listens to it and he's just living, or if he's struggling with something music-wise. Felt like at one moment his voice was all screwed up. I was like, I hope he ain't done.
I never see that man not smoke a cigarette.
I know.
So
it's interesting to you smoke a cigarette and you use your voice. I've always thought that was just crazy.
In fact, I would love to know how many singers or people that utilize their voice smoke. Probably the minority.
I would guess.
Like, I want to know, is Elton John smoking cigarettes? I don't think so. I don't think Paul McCartney's smoking cigarettes. John Lennon?
Well,
he seemed
why?
to smoke some cigarettes.
What makes you say they don't smoke cigarettes?
Because, I'm naming the icons and legends of music from a vocal standpoint. So, Mariah Carey. Like, I don't think these individuals who are using their voice in such a way. What's his name? Who does MSG all the time? Billy Joel. Billy Joel seems like he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, he does, I think. I mean, apparently
you
Lady
don't write
Gaga,
piano, man, and not smoke cigarettes.
Apparently Lady Gaga smokes cigarettes, or maybe she doesn't anymore, but apparently Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber. Oh, wait. The Beeb started smoking marijuana when he was 12, and it led him down a slippery slope of addiction.
Are you
That
reading
just
that?
sounds. Yeah,
No, no, you
yeah.
read that off Google. That was
I
fascinating.
I did read that. Yeah, I'm
You're
looking
like,
up.
I tell you, all right. His fame was Michael Jackson fame.
Yeah, at a
So
young age. I mean, Michael
yeah,
Jackson, same.
so that is very hard to kind of depict, depiculate, right? I think that's the correct word. Um, so I don't know if he's a great example, but maybe he is. How bad could that life have been? I don't know. What would you
It
choose,
what as in like childhood stardom or
or your
not?
life current?
I mean, I like my life.
Well, that's one step to happiness.
Yeah,
You know, you
so
should,
I mean, money and I don't know if I really want that fame. That fame seems a
bro.
little
You're
crazy.
talking about fame where you cannot walk out. But here's the thing: it's a million women thrown at you. It's
It's
not.
also every opportunity thrown at you. There's
Yeah,
always people know your name.
sure, but I mean, if you saw JB walk down the street, you don't care.
Uh,
Us as a demographic.
No, I mean maybe it'd
So
be cool to have a conversation with him, but I don't know.
maybe, but like, I mean, it's whatever, I
I don't want to
suppose.
if I want to go to Disney World, I don't want to have to rent out the entire theme park and have no one there.
That's what life would essentially be like.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, unless my own craft that I'm currently, have takes me there, I'm not. I don't think I would choose that fame from another standpoint, just because I don't think I would idolize that fame.
Um,
Your success and this accomplishments is a totally different subject.
yeah, I was tripping on the mushies last night, and
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about our boy Russ here and how, he can express himself musically, and that like is his skill, which ultimately I guess business and all that intelligence, but like musically to have something to go into a lab and work on, how you feel you're not living if you're not creating. It's just funny because I just feel that way when it comes to selling. So it's good to feel that way about something. I have to sell shit for me to feel alive. Um, it's just a good feeling to have a feeling like that.
Yeah, it's probably called a passion, right? I mean, something that can't live without or that drives your happiness.
Oh, that's interesting because I don't know if I'm passionate about selling. Maybe teaching selling, maybe selling in general, like feeling that, but ultimately selling
Well,
provides a
that's
shit ton of stress.
well, yeah. I mean, a lot of I would say a lot of careers, creations, and cause stress, but you obviously have to master selling to teach it, or at least become an expert.
Yeah, I remember. I think on an episode, or maybe we talk off the record. How many things are you an expert at?
Mm-hmm.
If expertise constitutes as 10,000 hours, did I put 10,000 hours into selling? I thought I did and blew it out the water, and I don't actually think I'm close.
Well, like I guess depends what's being measured. If you're talking about you speaking to a client and selling, that's only what, depending on the transaction, 5 to 20 minutes, or for you, it could be different.
Okay, so how many hours do you think we've worked professionally on a 40-hour work week in 10 years? Comes out to 20,800
In 10 years. So if
in
you're not,
10 years. We
so
worked.
if you're not constantly selling in those 10 years, you're not even probably halfway there, you're saying.
I'm saying out of the 28, 20.8, I would say I'd give myself maybe 5,000 hours of selling, and that's the prospecting counts.
I was gonna say, does like clienteling count as time selling and
Yeah, like
preparing everything?
prospecting and pitching, that all counts. I would say crafting emails to articulate words in a style, that all counts. But I would say the other 15 hours, I'm first off, half the hours of that work, I don't think you're even working. I mean, shit, you could put lunch involved in that, and that's 52 hours
Yeah.
times 10. That's 500 hours right there, I think.
Yeah, and I'm sure more people than maybe not more people than not, but I'm sure a bunch of people take a little extended lunch.
Well, those are not the greatest employees. They're probably getting drunk. I mean, there's other better vices than
Getting
getting drunk.
drunk.
Everyone wants to get drunk on a work lunch. Like, I don't want to
No,
drink.
no, no, it's terrible, man. I've not gotten drunk, but I've had a drink a few years ago when my family visited me in the city when I started working at Ferragamo, and I got back to work, had a margarita, and I'll tell you, I was red in the face, just wanted to go to bed. I was exhausted. Like the thought of working after one drink was horrible.
Well, that doesn't seem like the drink of choice to work on.
Well, I guess a beer would have been better. Something with less alcohol. Because
Well,
you certainly
and
don't want to be drunk at work. Although I feel like my waitress at Perkins, I went for Christmas Day. I usually go with the same crew we have for the last few years. I
where
feel
you
like my
going? 20
waitress
minutes down the
was,
line now in the hood?
yeah, it's deep. It's deep. Only
Yeah,
one
it's in the
Perkins
hood.
left. Yeah. Feel like my waitress was drunk, to be honest. And it was 9:30 in the morning, Christmas Day.
That's someone who's not happy for sure.
No. Great service. She's made it a happy experience. She got a nice tip.
Well, because she probably was a little happier inside, or maybe inside miserable, but on the outside, slightly happier.
Yeah, I mean, I felt a little bad, but she was pulling through, it seems, at least pulling through for us.
So I currently had this experience with someone else, uh, not naming names here. I don't like the idea of judging someone based off a quick glance in interactions such as a waitress, or waiter. Like I don't know if they're confident, depressed, happy, miserable. I don't know, and I almost feel like it's rude for me to even insinuate anything.
Probably. Depending how it's approached, but yeah, I'm sure your waitress doesn't want to get to your table and you'd be like, how come you look depressed? Or what's bothering you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's in general probably a weird conversation, but a conversation that should be had probably more often than not.
Well, I was going to say that, yeah. But it's a tough conversation for people to have. Not everyone, but some people
Well, man,
want to hide that shit.
Well, I've said my theory a few times on this show that outside of trauma or like a true DNA mental illness, the only way you are depressed is if you lack purpose. That's the only thing or explanation I can come to why mentally you cannot be there fully and love yourself and others unless you lack purpose, unless you don't have that passion of selling or making music or art or something. Like you got doing a podcast for 2 years straight. You got to have those things, trying to learn guitar and trying to learn Spanish and cooking and going to the gym. You got to have that shit. Otherwise, mentally, you're slightly broken.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than chemical imbalances as well.
Oh, that's what I said. I said trauma and DNA, like
Okay,
mental
yeah.
illness. Those are those two things, because mental illness is a real thing. DNA chemically, I believe you can be off. You certainly can. Now, the problem is though, if you were to survey 1,000 people, I feel like half of them will tell you they're chemically off. I can't believe that would be that high of a number.
Well, maybe it's because that's easy scapegoat to your problems. But then again, I don't know if you'd want to label yourself as depressed and you're not. You're already kind of putting yourself in a funk.
You're right. But think about every person you know who you potentially would label that. Typically is self-loathing.
Yeah, a lot of times, which
So
which people don't even they don't even realize that causes damage as well when you talk down upon yourself, even if you're kidding, kind of not kidding.
I don't like that. I don't like that, man. Like if I care about someone, I will eventually, I keep telling you, gotta know, like, your thought is not crazy. That, like, you're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
can't you can't say that jokingly, because
No,
over
no, because
time you
eventually you
believe it.
believe it. Absolutely. You speak it into existence. You'd certainly want to be, I mean, obviously there's struggles and they're hard to deal with.
Well, there's trauma, a death in the family, losing job, financial stability. There's clearly
Getting
things.
injured. Yeah, it's plenty of things.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Um,
things.
but I don't know. I just like to think I'm going down as legendary because I'm already legend, and I think my mama for giving birth to a legend. Like, that type of attitude you gotta have to win.
Attaboy. Yes, sir. Confidence is key. Just keep your head straight, right? Keep moving.
All right, I'm sure what we 40 minutes into the show.
40 minutes.
Yeah,
Time's a little off, but it's about 26.
All right, 26, 26. I mean, it is the last show of the year.
It is the last show of the year.
2022, I'm trying to come out booming, man. I'm trying to really showcase this show and create content surrounding it. It's there, man. It's just work. Pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's hours after this moment. This discussion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had to tell some people about Harry Bonger last week. And like, I had to ask people, like, did you get the Harry Potter wordplay, or did you think I was trying to say Harry pretty much bongs her a banger? Like, I was trying to like get a survey of what people hear when they.
I was the only one.
I think you were the other one. They got the wordplay off Harry Potter. I mean, it makes sense though. You're known as like the master debater.
Yeah. I'm glad you give me that title.
Masturbator.
Me a masturbator.
Yeah.
Well, so that's one of the goals then. 2022, more content. Build
Well, the
your empire
content's there.
podcast.
The
Well,
content,
the
it's
content is
just,
there, but it needs
it's
to
got to
still
be
be put
micro
together.
distributed. Yeah. You know, really getting in front of the camera. I follow. I gotta say this. This has been bothering me
Let
recently
it
a
out.
lot. You cannot grow up in New York, shit on New York for anti-vax, COVID, move somewhere, continue to shit on New York, but then when you're where you are, be prideful you're from New York and being a New Yorker. That I got a problem with that.
Who did this?
A few people do it. Everyone who's moving to Miami are like, fuck New York, I'm out. 2 middle fingers. Then they go to Miami and they're like, yo, what's up, New Yorker in Miami? We do it the best.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's complete contradictory, to be honest. Makes sense you don't enjoy that because they're shitting on your state and then just claiming it. This ain't your city no
Oh
more.
man,
This ain't your
bro.
city no more.
Oh, it gets me dumb tight because I take such pride of being a New Yorker. I say often, if you implant like The Sims, pick up a motherfucker from New York and put them anywhere in the nation, they would rise above quick.
Used to that fast pace, that business,
Just
that
hustle, man.
lifestyle.
Get me it. Get me that money. Where do I gotta go? Where do I gotta be? Who I gotta meet? Where?
Certainly
What do
be
they want?
tougher than being in New York.
So, one of my followers, I know him, had his issues, flew down to, I guess, Miami, and is creating Instagram content, TikTok content. He's 32, 33 or so. I don't know. And his content is entertaining in the sense that it's being viewed and shared. I have friends showing me content shitting on it, but then I look at my friends and I'm like, you can't shit on it because you're sharing it to me. And it's actually in a way good enough where you're sharing it with me. Like, you're not like it's a strange influx. The only thing that bothers me with that, two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, people have been watching me for years. I've never once monetized or asked for money at all. Never claimed I'm getting the bag off social media. And the most money I ever made off social media was like $100 a week, and it was grueling work. And second, he has crypto investor in his bio. Now, I want to know what people like, what's the threshold of where people in their head meet themselves to call them something?
I mean, it varies, I'm sure, tremendously, but that person could have invested $100 in Bitcoin and called himself a crypto investor.
But that to me is funny.
That is hilarious. But also maybe he's put in 1,000 hours into investing in knowledge. But
so this is what's crazy. And the word today, bonkers.
Word of the day, apparently.
Bonkers. Is he actually showed on social media his Chase banking money output.
Okay.
And it was the last 3 months was essentially 9K across the board, like on average, 9K or above.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about almost $30,000. And he labeled it more or less partying in Miami. That shows me you're probably not the best crypto investor. I don't know.
Because he's partying in Miami?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if those two things correlate, but like
I could see what you're saying, but I could see the whole picture. I can see that.
As in he's just partying in Miami and not doing anything.
Correct. Or he may be doing something, but he's not making enough money where, you can drop 9K outbound. And also to even post that is strange because you can't even screenshot your Chase Bank. You need another phone or something. You need another device to take a photo of your Chase information.
Yeah. If the transaction history.
And let me tell you something. I had a very expensive summer. I had to pay for lawyers. We went places.
Yeah, we went places.
I spent like 7 and 8K across the board on 3 months. And that shit hurt like a motherfucker. And I'm a crypto investor. And it wasn't coming back as easy as it was going out.
Well, what else does he do? Is this his career?
No, I mean, I think it's a union worker, or a construction guy. So let's say you make even 100K. You can't be affording 9K outbound, making 100K.
Well, yeah, I guess we just don't know his full story, his full situation. His family got money, got a little inheritance, start some business, win a lottery ticket. I don't know. But yeah, eventually, if you can't spend 9K and you're spending it monthly, you will be broke.
You will go broke. And we talk a lot of topics on this show. And financially, we talk some.
Yes, sir.
You will go broke.
If there's anything you should listen to, it is that if you cannot spend the money, do not.
I mean, hopefully
you need to have
learn.
more coming in.
Or the way, even at the height of my spending in the summer there, I was breaking even, but my investments was accumulating. So that's not terrible.
No, well, you calculated that most likely.
Yeah. And also, you don't know when you're going to get locked up in the pen, potentially do 3 to 10, never come back again, see my friend.
Nice. Okay.
God send his boy to do the time. But, I was in my prime. I got out and I got out of the line.
Just spitting it. You got the story too. You were in the D block.
I was in the D block.
You could write a song about it.
Yeah, no one, I was doing my thing.
Peanut and King Solomon.
King Solomon was strange. Peanut almost had me stabbed. And again, I was only arrested in prison for 23 hours because of 1 gram of weed.
What a shame. What kind of world do we live in? Florida, Miami. Dangerous.
I tell you though, Why would we buy anything in Tampa? That don't make no sense. Oh man, we're so dumb when we're drunk.
It does cloud your judgment. That is for sure. It
Oh
feels like
man.
the worst drug on that. The worst.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm getting the fuck out of here. It was always fun. It was a good year. I'll see you in
Yes, sir.
2022. And shit, Fuzzy Winners is out.
Fuzzy winners, Trippy Falls. We appreciate all you guys. Hope you had a blessed 2021. We'll catch you guys in 2022. Big things, big goals coming.
Peace.
Peace.